Previously on Escape the Night.
Then we're warned by Violet that we're going to encounter an oracle.
The oracle showing up proved difficult for guests.
That any mistakes we make put our names in the pot to go into the final death challenge is a lot more terrifying.
Multiple guests made mistakes that put them at risk. However, new strategies came about.
She was like, well, if we go in, wouldn't we want a weaker player to go in so we can beat them?
If votes are stacked against Lars, sure, that can almost guarantee goes in, but what about the second card drawn?
But once again, players were shocked and confused when Sam and Lucas were drawn. They competed in a game of memory where Sam survived and Lucas perished.
Fortunately, I was able to survive.
And now we're being told that someone has an angel key and could come back?
How will players react when they find out Stephanie has the angel key, and who will return?
I had the angel key, but rightfully so, Romeo had given me the angel key when he died. So of course, I'm gonna bring him back. Like, that would be shitty if I didn't. And he's a millionaire, hello. Like, now maybe he'll give me some money.
Stephanie has decided to use the angel key to bring back Romeo from the dead. Romeo is now back in the game.
Oh my God, I am alive. I am alive. I am completely gagging right now. Thank you, Stephanie. I knew that I could trust you to a certain extent, and you have proven yourself to me thoroughly, and I must say I owe you a major debt of gratitude. So, because of the angel key being played on me, I have risen from the dead and another chance to escape this crazy ass night.
And then this big bright light shoots out from the key and it blinds us. We can't see anything. And then as soon as the light fades, Romeo.
Boom, Romeo. Romeo's right there. And I was like, holy shiza. Can I have some of that Millie before you die again? Because bitch be broke.
Yeah, so it turns out Stephanie had the angel key and brought back Romeo. I'm like, okay, good for you, Stephanie.
The only concern I have is maybe if Romeo might have some sort of vendetta against me for originally being the reason he died and beating him. But I never nominated him, and I'm not going to nominate him now, so hopefully we can move past this.
So I bring Romeo back, and I'm not quite sure how people feel about it. They're initially happy, but I'm worried that they might think, oh, they're close, watch out. We should put them in the death challenges. I don't want to do that, so hopefully it works in my favor and I survive this night, but I'm not sure.
One thing to be mentioned is that now everyone knows that Romeo and Steph are extremely close, and I think everyone else is just going to be watching out for that, but I'm going to use that to my advantage. I think there is a very useful tool to use.
And, Violet doesn't have much time to explain, but she's like, we need to go to the library and continue, getting these crystals.
And then she says, like, the best words ever. But Stephanie, you should stay back with Romeo until he's ready to continue. I'm like, hell yeah! I don't have to go to the library. I don't have to fight the skeleton. But I'm like, internally, like, keeping that in. Because I want these people to know how excited I am.
As we're heading to the library, Violet starts telling us more about what we're going to find there. And the next evil that we need to defeat is the skeleton.
Skeleton, I got a bone to pick with you, okay?
And apparently we need to find this book, because the book is going to give us more information about the crystals, how they work, what we need to do, and essentially it will tell us how to defeat the masked man, which is our goal. So we kind of head over to the library, and the book that we are looking for is the Darkest Book of Dark Magic. That is the book that we are looking for.
And she says it's called the Darkest Book of Dark Magic. Like, Can you say ominous, creepy, and I don't want it? Apparently we need it, so let's go find it.
In this challenge, players simply had to balance a ball on the bottom part of a plate for as long as they possibly could. The player who lasted the longest would earn immunity.
Stop.
Oh, stop.
Oh, God goodness.
Fuck! Stop.
No! Ah!
No, stop.
And then they revealed results, and I won immunity, and I was so happy. Like, endurance comps, as a really big person like myself, they're very hard. And not only that, but I get really self-conscious about my body and things like that because I am overweight. That's always just been a thing that I've struggled with, but it's really nice to know that, you know, I did push through some pain, but I was able to do that, and that was a really proud achievement for myself, you know?
Sam, the singer, went for almost 3 hours? What the fuck?
I'm gonna say this. I suck at every fucking challenge I do. And that's that.
So then the challenge, unfortunately, I wasn't able to partake in because I had a business call, and you know, those are kind of important.
To be honest, I was nervous when I didn't get immunity from the vote or safety, so I thought I was gonna be entered in a lot because people might see me as a challenge threat.
So even though I've been safe for the last 3-4 rounds, I have a feeling that this round I'm not safe. I'm worried, and I kind of have a feeling that I'm gonna be in the final death challenge.
I'm like hopping between Miles and Jeremy, voting them because I think Jeremy's playing the best game. Because I feel bad for Jeremy. Because I think I'm the reason he's gone into the death challenge twice now. But he still has come back for whatever reason. And I'm getting frustrated.
So as of right now, I still have a group of me, Shelby, and Latanya, and a group of me, Jeremy, and Sam. These are 4 other people who I know will never vote me anytime soon.
Obviously, I've talked a lot about Jeremy. That's my best friend. He is my person in this game. And so we kind of talked about what we wanted to do. We do have a 3-person alliance chat with myself and Miles, the athlete, because he wanted to make it to try to, you know, just gain some rapport with us, and I think he felt really comfortable with us too. Funny that he did that though, because Jeremy and I have been targeting him for, I think, a couple of rounds now.
Most folks weren't giving me a direct answer, so I kind of went with, you know, a throwaway vote. So that's why I decided to, you know, just pick someone I didn't think people were going to choose, and the likelihood of them getting chosen would be very minimal.
I'm safe. I am for sure not going in. So why am I going to put a player in that is bad when I could definitely put a player in that's good? And maybe their card will get drawn, and maybe they'll have a bad day or a bad time during the challenge, and maybe the skeleton will kill the good player instead of a player I can beat.
I'm voting for Kayla.
I decide to vote Miles into the death match.
I'm voting for Alejandro.
I just want to get off this fucking ship, but you know.
My vote is for Alejandro.
I'm voting for Kyle.
I vote for Shelby.
I'm casting my vote for Miles.
I'm voting for Lars, the engineer.
I vote Miles.
So I vote for Miles.
Okay guys, it's time for another card draw. We have to see who's going to go back to the library to dismantle the skeleton and destroy him. So, as always, I'm shuffling the cards. The first person going into the final death challenge is the engineer, Lars. The next person going into the final death challenge is the adventurer, Shelby. Good luck, you two.
Lars, the engineer, and Shelby, the adventurer. I, once again, like I have been with pretty much every vote so far, like, I'm pretty shocked. I did not hear anybody throw out Shelby's name. I did not hear anybody throw out Lars's name.
Shelby's card gets drawn again. My heart is racing because she's my one and only in this game. I'm pumping her up as much as I can before the challenge, and I'm really hoping she comes back.
How? Okay, how? How is this happening to me? I'm in here again. I literally talked to everybody this time, and everybody said, oh, we're gonna vote for lower people. I was second in the immunity challenge. Obviously, some people are lying to me. This happened to Jeremy already. He's been in twice and survived twice. So, I mean, I really hope that I can do that. And to really focus on who the hell is trying to target us. Why do you have something against me or him? Like, what's going on here? We're not even the best players.
So, Lars and Shelby ended up going in. Funny thing is, Shelby voted Lars, and then they were against each other. Start.
In this final death challenge, the two chosen guests had to dismantle the skeleton by bouncing 4 ping pong balls into 4 different towers of different heights. The guest that completed this challenge in the least amount of time would move on, leaving the other guest defenseless.
So, for the final death challenge, I practiced for like 3 hours straight. In the end, it ended up paying off because I survived. So I'm really happy about that. It sucks that Lars didn't survive. I really honestly thought that when we defeated the skeleton, we were both alive. I thought we were both going to survive, and it was going to be the first final death challenge that people actually both walk away from. And then as soon as we try to walk out of the library, all of a sudden this random dude from the shadows comes and jumps Lars, and now he's all beaten up and he's dying.
As they're about to head back to the nightclub, all of a sudden the doors slam shut, and they turn around and see this man who is like possessed or something, like totally like dark. You see his veins kind of glowing. But like, that's about it. Like, you don't really see much else. And all of a sudden, that possessed man, creature thing, whatever, jumps at Lars and starts like scratching and beating his face. And next thing you know, Lars is completely lifeless and he dies.
So Violet and Shelby come back to the nightclub, and Violet's telling us this whole story about how, like, the skeleton, they killed him and Lars was alive, and then now all of a sudden there's a possessed man. And Miles asks an important question: what does that even look like? Because what?
Oh, Shelby's back! Yay! I'm so excited!
Me and her have formed the 2 for 2 club, because we're the only people who've gone into the death challenge twice and survived both times. It's a very exclusive club.
Shelby's useful, so I can help her to help me survive.
I mean, yay, Shelby, for not dying, but if I really had to choose, honestly, I felt a lot more closer to Lars before I left the first time, and I was hoping that we can be able to pick back up where we left off, but apparently he hasn't been doing that well since I was dead, and now he's dead, and Shelby's still here.
So I'm feeling distraught. The news of Lars dying, he was my friend, and I really thought he was someone that I could trust and had my back throughout this night. But he's gone. But he did leave me a little gift. All my social work has been paying off, and I had someone gift me a key. A twin key that lets me steal someone's vote and use it as my own. And that could come in Real handy. So, thank you, Lars. You might have just saved me, my little angel.
I'm praying and hoping that the next challenge that I fucking win, because I need to win. Because if I don't win, I already know for a fact that my name will be in that pile. I'm sure 5 people is going to vote my name.
As Violet and Shelby kind of enter the nightclub, they both seem out of breath and very, like, alarmed. So Violet starts explaining that they defeated the skeleton, but there's another problem.
Here we go again.
And then we're trying to figure out what happens next, and all of a sudden we hear a banging from the nightclub door, and we're like, oh, what is that? And Violet is like, we're about to find out. Yeah, Pitcher, I know we're about to find out.